Hello everybody and welcome back to another video here on my channel. I have my cousin Cody here with me again.
Hello.
And I was listening to a song the other day and I was like, oh, this sounds interesting. What is it? I looked it up, found out it was The Doors. And so I was like, Cody, let's listen to some Doors. And he was like, sure. And so here we are. And so first thing I want to do right away at the beginning of this video, if you're new here, thank you very much for joining us. If you're a fan of The Doors, know that this is a little bit different for my channel, at least this year. So far this year, I've been kind of focusing more on Metallica and metal music. However, we've done some Talking Heads, we've done some Blur, we've done all sorts. I guess I've done a lot of other things as well. But a big focal point of my channel this year has been Metallica with two of my other friends. And if you're a fan of Metallica or heavy music, I highly recommend checking those videos out on my channel, so please do that. Otherwise, Cody and I generally, when we get together, we try to listen to a little bit more classic stuff. Not that Metallica is not classic, but, you know, maybe a little bit more classic rock, some 80s synth pop stuff, and we just have a lot of fun. And today we're going to do some Doors, and then we're going to listen to a little bit more modern Duran Duran in a separate video later. So we're really looking forward to all of that. So thank you very much for joining us. I also have to apologize right away. I am still recovering from some sort of a weird illness that I think is a combination of COVID and some other weird thing that's been happening to me for so many months. And without going into it, which I've done in several videos on my channel recently, I'll just say I am going to apologize. I'll try as hard as I can to not cough in this video, but if I sometimes sound a little bit strained, that is because I'm trying not to cough. So I'm going to have my beverage. I have my nasal spray here, which seems to help. And so I'll try to do everything I can. I have a cough drop as well as sort of like a last resort. And I'll try to make sure I don't put my mouth near the thing and go with the cough drop.
Thank you.
But just kind of letting everybody know. And also as a part of this like weird whatever it is, I did have COVID several weeks ago, but I tested positive multiple times since then. Or tested negative multiple times since then. But I think stuff is just sort of lingering. So I have my handkerchief off to the side so I can dab my sweat, which will be probably pretty constant. But yeah, so welcome everybody to Sick R Us. But one of the things I want to do right away here on my channel, we always do a little bit of a bit about our beverages. Cody, I don't know if you have anything to drink today that's special.
I do.
Oh, the Mountain Dew Voltage. Yes, yeah. The king of Mountain Dews.
Hell yeah.
I brought out one of my Caribbean splashes because I have a little bit of, I don't know if you can tell here, but I have a little bit of Kool-Aid in the bottom of Kool-Aid ice in the bottom of my glass.
Whoa.
And so I think that'll go with some Caribbean splash really nicely. And so I want to open this right away, get into it, and it'll help my throat so I don't cough as much. So what are we going to do in this video, Cody? Because we don't necessarily have a plan, and we can kind of do what we want.
Yeah, and I didn't have time to really prepare, because I guess in this scenario, I'm the one that knows more about the Doors than you do. But I don't really know that much. They're not even really like a favorite of mine or anything. Okay. I did used to listen to them a lot more when I was younger. So we kind of loaded up a queue of just a lot of their hits.
Yeah, we found sort of like a greatest hits thing we're looking at, and we'll just kind of go through. I know the song that I heard the other day was called Crystal Ship. And so I want to start with that song. I want to listen to that song. Mm-hmm. I heard part of it on the radio, and I was like, oh, man, this is interesting. And I do know enough about the Doors. I feel like Jim Morrison's voice is so iconic that when you hear a Doors song, you probably know. Although with that being said, I do think he does sound different in certain things. And I will also say, I thought for the longest time that song that's like, Mother... Tell your children not. I thought that was the Doors for the longest time. Yes.
I love that song.
Because the only part of that song I know is the beginning, Mother, which sounds very similar to like, come on, baby, light my fire.
Dude, Mother. Would you listen to Could we do Danzig sometime?
I would love that. Yeah, I know people kind of laugh at him sometimes as like being a bit of a joke, but yeah, in the metal industry, in the metal world, like that Danzig is sort of like a classic name. It's kind of like I've heard him and then another King Crimson. I don't know anything about that person, but like I've heard a lot of stuff about them and Ronnie James Dio.
Sure, I don't think King Crimson has much relation to metal at all, but more prog rock.
I guess. I mean, there's a lot of metal that's very influenced by prog stuff, but
Sure. And he did, I mean, King Crimson did some heavy stuff for the 60s, for sure. So kind of as a precursor, maybe.
yeah.
But yeah, I might do a Danzig one sometime. I like Danzig, although I've never really dug into his stuff.
Oh, that
and,
might be fun to
the
do
Misfits and stuff. Yeah.
Wait, he's the guy from the Misfits?
I think so, yeah. Yeah.
Glenn
definitely.
Danzig is, okay. That's
And
very
then he did
interesting.
solo stuff.
See, I do know some Misfits stuff, and I don't really like any of that I've heard.
Because that's more punky, right?
Very much so. But it's
Yeah.
also a lot of like very Halloween themed stuff. And it's also
yeah.
what I'm aware of, it's very political as well, a lot of it.
Oh, could be.
But I think that's kind of just punky music in
A lot
general.
of punk music is, yeah.
Yeah.
You're raging against the machine.
Yeah. So, well, there you go. If this is their first time on the channel, you just learned a little bit about what our knowledge is about some of this stuff.
Yeah.
But the Doors, I know of Jim Morrison. I know that he died young. I looked up earlier. I think it was 1973 that he died.
He died at age 27. I know that. He's part of the 27 Club.
Because I was trying. Oh, is that like a common thing in the rock world?
And you had brought up Janis Joplin yesterday. She died at 27.
Really, if you'd asked me, I would have said Janis Joplin's still living down the street. I have no clue.
And same with Jimi Hendrix. Although now that I'm thinking about it, it is kind of, maybe one of those was not exactly 27, but they all died young.
Yeah, I knew Jimi Hendrix had died, but
Yeah.
I thought he was lived to maybe be in his 40s or so. But okay, well,
I think he died young
that's
as well.
yeah. Like if this is your first time here and you're like, how does these guys not know anything about
I know,
anything?
sorry.
It says audio engineer. Well, I spent a large chunk of my life just completely ignoring classic rock. Like
Yeah.
I just totally did. And people who watch my channel more often know that there's certain aspects of music, like songs fading out, that I absolutely can't stand. And that has really put me off of like certain eras of music, including music production, because that's predominantly what I talk about here on my channel, is whether something sounds good or whether it doesn't sound good, and why that is. Especially more so than like breaking down lyrics and getting emotional and crying because some dude's cat died in his video or something stupid. We don't do that very much here. We don't do that here. We don't go for that sort of thing. But anyway, just to get back to the Doors, I know what they sound like, and I really enjoy what they sound like in all of the songs that I've heard of theirs. But I've never been like inspired to go search them out. I do have one of their albums on vinyl. I have it right here, and I think Cody, you have a copy of this as well.
I do not.
Oh, you do not? Okay. This is Morrison Hotel. So I have heard this whole album. This is the only Doors album I've heard, and this is the one that has Roadhouse Blues, Waiting for the Sun, You Make Me Real, Peace Frog, Blue Sunday, Ship of Fools, Land Ho, The Spy, Queenie of the Highway, Indian Summer, and Maggie McGill. And every song is around 3 or 4 minutes, so there's not a lot of short ones. There's the Blue Sunday is only like 2:08. And Indian Summer is 2:33, but everything else is pretty long. That's one of the things that kind of, I like a little bit of a longer song, and I definitely don't want any of the songs to fade out. And I believe, if I remember correctly, a lot of the songs on this album did fade out. So I'm expecting whatever we listen to today to probably fade out.
Yeah.
And I know that can sometimes frustrate people on the channel if you're new here, especially. But it's not a bit of mine. Like, I legitimately think that there's no good excuse to ever fade a song out, because all you have to do is end on the root chord and let things ring out. That's far shorter than fading something out, you know? So anyway, we don't need to get into all that, but I know sometimes people are like, is this guy serious? But I'm like, yes, I'm deadly serious. I hate it when songs fade out.
All right, so I grabbed my records.
Okay, yeah.
I've got their self-titled, which I've had this record for a long time. I got it in college in Lincoln.
And I think that's the song. That's the one that has Crystal Ship on it, right?
I don't think so. Oh yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I probably have heard it. It's been
Is that a
several
shiny
years.
record? Is it shiny?
No. Oh no, it's like ripped.
No, but it looks shiny like the cover.
Oh yeah. I mean, it is glossy. I don't know.
I don't know. I can count the number of glossy records I've seen from before 1980 on one hand.
Yeah, it might be showing up a little weird on camera. Then I got the Soft Parade, also all ripped up. This is one of the later ones.
Okay, I would maybe be down for listening to something off of a later album then.
Sure. Although there's still hits on this, and I don't know.
I'm going to look up their discography on Discogs.
They have a lot. I just looked it up, and there's like 9 albums.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Well, they
I mean,
released a ton from like 1967, or
Yeah.
their first album to like their fourth album is like 4 year, or
right.
to their
Their
sixth album
first
is,
two
like,
albums
4
were in the
years.
same year. We found out.
Yeah, that's
and then
crazy.
I've got 13, which is a greatest hits, and then I've got greatest hits, which is a later greatest hits.
Okay.
Probably the exact same songs on these.
That image on that red image on there,
Yeah.
that's like got to be one of the most famous, iconic photos in all of rock history, right? I mean, anytime you see the Doors, that's the picture of that. You assume that's Jim Morrison.
Yeah, you're right.
But that's got to be like one of the most iconic pictures in all of rock history.
Then I've got a copy of LA Woman on CD. It's pretty. I don't know when they pressed this, but it's pretty old.
LA Woman.
That's Evil Woman.
I know that's
By-
Santana, I think.
No, that's Black
Isn't it?
Magic Woman.
What?
That's Evil Woman is ELO, isn't it?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Evil woman. And
Oh yeah.
got a black magic woman.
Yeah,
I guess
that's
those
Black
are different
Magic Woman.
songs.
And then
And
there's-
one of my favorite songs of all time by Cliff Richard. She's just a devil woman with
Oh, don't forget
evil out of mind.
Witchy Woman
Which
by the Eagles.
How does that one go?
Witchy Woman.
Oh, yep.
There's so many songs.
And also
like that.
Season of the Witch, which I just heard the other day for the first time as well. Hey, it's spooky times. It's Halloween.
yeah.
It's almost Halloween. It's October as we're recording this.
That's right. Yeah, so I guess you don't know LA Woman. Maybe we should do that as one of them. That was pretty famous song.
L.A. Woman. How does that one go?
It's like all the Doors songs. I don't know.
Okay, because
Like
it might know.
LA Woman in the afternoon.
I probably would know that one.
City of Lights.
Okay, so
Something
let's go
like that.
through. Let's go through their. We like I said, we have this sort of like greatest hits thing pulled up.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go through. Now, oh gosh, I don't have it organized by track. Well,
So
there
the
we
first
go.
one on here is Break On Through to the Other Side. And
Definitely
that
know
is the
that one.
first song on their debut album as well.
Really?
And it was a big hit. You probably know it.
Yes, I'm pretty sure I know that because it was on one of the Tony Hawk soundtracks. In terms of like, that's how I would know it really well.
Yeah.
But I will say I did grow up listening to a lot of music from the 50s and the 60s because that was what was oldies on the radio when I was growing up in the
Sure.
90s. So I do know some of their big hits through that.
Yeah.
So I see they have a song here called 20th Century Fox. That's weird.
I don't know. Yeah. I don't recognize that.
People Are Strange.
Yeah, you would probably know that.
Moonlight Drive.
Look at what's on there first. I think they may have put these in the order of kind of albums because Break On Through, 20th Century Fox, Light My Fire, Backdoor Man, Crystal Ship are all from their debut album.
Okay, so they are in order, chronological
Alabama
order.
Song.
Okay. Now I will say I enjoy some like blues rock music, the more modern blues rock.
Yeah.
But seeing songs that are like Whiskey Bar and stuff like that, like it does make me think like, oh, some of these are probably pretty good bluesy songs.
Yeah.
Spanish Caravan, is that a big hit of theirs?
I've never heard that.
I don't know why that sounds familiar. I'm probably just thinking of something else. Well, I don't know. What do you think? What should we?
Well,
I want to listen to the Crystal Ship.
yeah, let's do
So
that.
should we just-
I don't know that one.
Okay.
So,
Well, let's just go ahead and listen to that,
okay.
and we'll see what we think. Okay.
It's a short one.
Yeah. So, all right, hold on. Let me get rid of this. I don't need extra stuff up. That'll only create issues on my computer. Okay, so the Crystal Ship in 3, 2, 1. So we're listening to
yeah.
a remaster from 2003, I believe, of all these songs. It was a compilation.
Yeah.
So you do know this song.
It sounds familiar. I couldn't sing it.
That organ, you just don't hear anything like that in music anymore.
Mm-mm.
At least not bands that would have been considered like, you know,
Yeah. That was really what
it's
made
like
him
a
unique
church
was-
organ. It is the way it sounds. The drums are completely on the left side. Yuck. Ooh, I love that piano right in the middle. No vocal overdubs or secondary parts. Yes, I love this piano.
Yeah.
This is probably the part that caught my attention. It's very loud. So you could actually hear two tracks of full tracks of piano there during that solo. There was also a rhythmic piano off to the right, pretty low, kind of underneath the organ. No guitars,
Yeah.
which is interesting,
And-
right?
Well, and well, I'll wait till the end.
Oh, no fade out. Let's go.
Yeah, so that's one thing that's unique about the Doors is, as far as I know, they didn't have a bass in their band.
Really?
And
That's
so
interesting.
Ray Manzarek would just play the bass lines on the keyboard.
That's really interesting.
At least in most of their songs, as far as I know.
Wow, that's really
so
interesting.
like that's the keyboard is their signature sound, really.
That's
and
awesome.
Jim Morrison's voice.
That's really cool. For 1967, or which I think was the year this came out.
Yeah.
That's really awesome.
Yeah.
No really discernible chorus there.
No.
No overdubs for vocals or anything. No background vocals or anything like that, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah, this was the third song on the album. I mean, I don't think this was a big single or anything. It's kind of halfway through the first side, kind of a,
Yeah,
I don't know.
interesting. I mean, it is included on this like big collection of essential hits,
True, but they
tracks,
got pretty
whatever,
much
so.
their whole first album on here
Yeah.
too. So
Yeah. I don't know. Do you have any feelings on that song, or?
I thought it was really. It makes me want to go back and listen to that first album again, because I used to listen to that when I bought that album on vinyl in college. I listened to it like just over and over, but that's been 10 years ago at this point, 12 years ago.
No, it's interesting that that's on the same album as Break On Through, because I think of Break On
Yeah.
Through as being like a much more high energy song.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's cool that that's on the same thing.
Do you know Light My Fire, right?
Yes, come on, baby, light my fire.
Yeah. Okay. I would like to hit some of the hits that you might not know.
Yeah. I know track 8 we're looking at here is The End. That's the last track from their first album. It's 11 minutes long.
Yeah.
I would just be curious what they're doing for 11 minutes. Like, is it a
I
full 11-minute song, or is it like a 2-minute song and then they noodle around doing solos for 12 minutes? You know what I mean?
I really like that song a lot, and I couldn't tell you. I don't remember it being that long.
Well, for the sake of the video, let's not listen to it.
Okay.
But you know, maybe I don't know. Maybe if we run out of things. But I think there's a lot there's a lot of songs on here.
Yeah.
So then moving on to the next album, at least based on that, I know that that's the last song off their first album.
Sure.
Is there anything else you want to listen? I mean, we got Soul Kitchen, Alabama Song,
Well,
20th Century Fox.
I mean, we could try the Alabama song Whiskey Bar. I can't picture what that sounds like. Interesting title, though.
Let's go to their second album.
Okay.
I just feel like let's move through it a little bit. You know.
Okay. Do you know People Are Strange?
I don't think so.
Okay. We
So
should do that one. That's
let's-
a big hit.
Okay, let's do that one.
Okay.
And if we want to move backwards, by the way, we can. Like, there's no.
Sure.
No.
Yeah.
All right, so let's do People Are Strange. You ready?
Yep.
In 3, 2, 1. Okay, sounds kind of familiar. This might have been in a soundtrack to something.
I mean, yeah. Something.
Definitely a bass, I think. Bass guitar.
Yeah.
Guitar off to the side. That piano is very, like, upright saloony sort of sounding, very
Yeah.
very tingy. Drums panned in the middle this time. Ooh. This might have even been on the like True Blood soundtracks. One of the songs they used for one of those episodes. Love the solo. It's very interesting. It's almost a little circusy.
Yeah, this one is.
Having the drums in the middle just makes all the difference in the world to me. I think
Yeah.
it sounds so much better. We should go back and listen to a song from their first album and see if the drums are still panned all the way to the left.
Yeah, we could do another from that.
Yeah. Just to check that out at least, if nothing else. I didn't even look how long this one is. 2:12. Oh, boo. Oh, okay, overdubbing vocals or background vocal part. His voice is just so haunting, always.
Yeah, it is.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
It really makes me upset that he didn't live to be an old man that could still sing, you know?
Oh, yeah.
His
man,
voice
that
would have been
great.
just only gotten so much better with age. Okay, so that's interesting. I liked that. I liked that song a lot. Way better than the first one.
Oh, good.
So I liked that a lot.
Nice.
Do you want to real quick go back and check one of the songs from... Do you want to do the Alabama song one?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Let's just try it and see. I'm curious to listen to if the production is the same as on Crystal Ship. This is actually
Yeah.
the song that comes right after that one on the album, so...
Well, it's all shuffled around in this.
Oh,
thing
that's true. That's
for
true. You're
some
right. You're
reason.
right. You're right. You're right. Well, and it's not the whole album, so there's probably maybe
Right.
songs in between. Okay. All right. You ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1.
Circusy again.
I don't expect Whiskey Bar to sound like this.
Oh, I do know this song. I forgot.
That reverb. Whoa. Very cool. Ooh, those dissonant notes. Dude, the piano stuff is like shocking me.
Yeah.
I love it. Like, it doesn't sound good, but it sounds the way it needs to for what it's doing,
Yeah.
which is really cool. And it's totally mixed the way that Crystal Ship was, too.
Yeah, the drums are on the left, huh?
Yeah. And here, you're right. He is just playing the bass line on a keyboard of some kind.
There probably was a mono version of this album, and I don't know if the Doors are one of those bands where they say you're supposed to listen to mono, maybe.
I love this. This is almost creepy. You know? He's like, show me
Yeah.
the way to the next little girl. Don't ask why. This sounds like an old circus song or something that they were like, yeah, let's do that song,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah, it
really
does.
awesome. This is like the strangest thing in the world. I love it. This is the last thing I expected. Now I'm going to
Right.
think that the Doors are like a circusy band my whole life. Oh, yeah, they do those circusy songs.
Yeah.
More crash cymbals kind of ride,
Yeah.
building to the end of the song. Nice harmony vocals. This is like a creepy Halloween song.
Kind of, yeah.
It is. I loved that.
So, yeah, I did remember that song after that.
Yeah, after it started, yeah.
I don't know that it was I don't think it was a hit. It's not on their singles list. But yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, I liked it. Yeah. Yeah, both songs having that sort of like but almost like a polka-y
Yeah.
feel, which is really interesting. But also circusy, that weird style of piano playing that's almost like saloon playing,
Yeah.
but it's like sparse. So it's almost more like Old West, like movie soundtrack, like an Ennio Morricone or something.
Yeah.
But just like those like sparse notes that they would have. Like it makes me think of Red Dead Redemption or something.
Yeah.
In the soundtrack, hearing that kind of a piano being played. So that's the thing that's so far sticking out the most to me is the piano playing in every one of these songs. I'm just like, what? Okay.
We could do Love Me Two Times is off their next album. That was a big hit. I don't know if you know that one.
Love Me Two Times. Just
It's a little more up tempo.
I don't know. Love Me Two Times. I'm just not like, I don't feel like that's
It's
resonating.
not striking you. Okay.
But I
probably
trust
know.
you.
Oh, okay. Well, we can do it.
Let's just do it then.
All right.
All right, ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1. Okay, interesting. They have the reverb for the guitar off to the other side.
Yeah, you're right.
That's nice. It sounds like a harpsichord almost. You know, actually on this song it might be a harpsichord or a clavichord.
It's something rattly.
Yeah, it's a harpsichord.
Okay.
Very bluesy, this, feeling right
Yeah.
away. It's funny, I thought if you would have asked me what I think the Doors sound like, I would have said like very moody.
Uh-huh.
But like these first few songs we've done like are not really like that, especially those carnival-y ones. Those are like playful. There was like a darkness to them that I loved,
Yeah.
but it was like playful, like we are aware of what we sound like now. This is a little bit more, I think, what I thought, but it's still kind of playful sounding, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Having the drums in the middle, just again, it makes all the difference in the world. Still weird to have the bass off to one side, but... There we go. That's what I think of. Oh, yeah!
Yeah.
Listen to that harpsichord go, baby. And they're doing the ZZ Top, like boom ba doom da doom da doom, boom ba doom da doom, boom ba doom da boom ba doom doom. I wonder if the Doors influenced ZZ Top.
Yeah. I mean, ZZ Top came out of the same era because
Right.
they did start early.
Yeah. That's just, yeah.
Sure.
Maybe not. Maybe the ZZ Top influenced the Doors. When was the ZZ Top's first album?
I mean, 70s, I think, but those guys were doing weird stuff before then.
Were they?
Yeah, I forget. There's a whole story about how they started out.
ZZ Top's first album, 1971.
Yeah. Oh,
I love the intensity in his vocals. Ooh, the guitar here is nice. Everyone's playing very loud, and you can actually hear that it's louder. I was making such good points, and you were gone.
Sorry.
I said everyone is playing very loud, and you can actually hear that they're playing louder. You know, nowadays everything would be compressed to the same volume.
Yeah.
So the dynamics here are done very well. Like, this is almost like too loud for me based on the settings I have right now.
Yeah.
Based on what we were listening to before. So that's great. I love that. I think the song was a little more boring, a little more straightforward.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was that bluesy sort of, like, it felt bluesy right away. We're going through the bluesy rhythms. I love the harpsichord. That was totally weird. I was not expecting all the keyboardiness of this. So I guess that just means I didn't know the Doors at all. So
yeah, they're the quintessential keyboard rock group.
Do you know, I want to listen to a ballad.
Well, let me just Google that. I mean,
Okay.
Riders on the Storm comes up, but you've heard that.
Oh, I've definitely heard that one.
And I don't know if you'd even call it a ballad.
I don't think I would.
This says Touch Me. Oh, this search for the Doors slow songs. I was going to suggest Touch Me because I like that one. But I wouldn't call it a ballad necessarily. I guess I don't know what defines a ballad, maybe.
Well, to me, I was thinking a more stripped down song. Like, if there was a song that's just like acoustic guitar and him singing, I would be curious to hear that.
How about Roadhouse Blues?
We're moving to the other disc now?
Yeah, it's a
Okay.
later one.
No, that's fine. I just was... Okay, I see Touch Me, Gloria. Wild Child, that sounds familiar. Roadhouse
Don't know
Blues. I think Roadhouse Blues is one on here.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, Roadhouse Blues,
see.
Waiting for the Sun, You Make Me Real, Peace Frog, Blue Sunday, Ship of Fools, Land Ho, The Spy, Queen of the Highway, Indian Summer, Maggie McGill. We don't need to listen to those.
Okay.
We could maybe to compare, because I've only listened to that once. It was on vinyl outside, and it was probably raining out when I was listening to it, which is pretty badass of me.
That's a great time to be listening to the Doors.
Yeah, sitting in the garage, right, with the garage doors open, raining,
Yeah.
and got your big stereo going. We could do Roadhouse Blues. Do you want to do Touch Me first? Is Gloria? That's not Gloria, Gloria.
I don't think so. Although this says Doors in concert on that one. Oh, actually, that is. I just listened to a second of it. That is that Gloria.
I don't
song.
want to accidentally listen to any live ones.
Yeah, that's for some reason that's the one listed as in concert.
Okay, so that was just a cover song they did.
Yeah.
What about Wild Child? That sounds familiar to me. That
I
seems.
don't know about that.
Listen to a second of it or whatever and see what you think.
Okay, hold on.
Wishful Sinful
Ooh.
seems interesting.
You might like Wild Child.
Let's give it a go.
All right.
Do you want to do Touch Me first, or we don't care?
No, I'll do Wild Child.
Is it off the
We'll
same
go back.
album as Wild Child?
Probably.
Okay. All right, we'll just do Wild Child. Ready?
Okay. Yep.
3, 2, 1. Yeah, we'll love the Dwayne Eddy guitar right away. Bass guitar in the middle. Drums in the middle. Organ on the other side. Ugh.
I don't know this song. Whoa. Whoa. This is like Frank Zappa stuff.
Yeah, someone else I don't know anything about. Frank Zappa, or I do know a little bit about his son, Dweezil Zappa.
Oh. What
He
about
did it-
Moon Unit Zappa?
I don't know what that is.
That's his daughter.
What, Moon Unit?
Yeah.
I guess that's no crazier than Dweezil.
No, I guess not.
Dweezil Zappa and Moon Unit.
They just call her Moon, which isn't that bad.
I guess not.
Yeah, this one's a little wacky. You don't have to finish it if you
No,
don't
no,
want.
this is weird.
Okay, all right.
How long is it? I didn't look.
2.5.
Okay, yeah, we can listen to this. This is the kind of thing that like music guys are like, oh, this is the Doors. This is when rock music became rock music.
Yeah.
It is strange how much just the sound of an organ makes something feel circusy or churchy.
Yeah.
You know, because when
Yeah.
it's so funny too, because like I've never been to like a circus where they play an organ, you know, but like
Yeah.
carnival-y sort of style music is just like played on the organ, right?
Yeah.
But why?
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, yeah. It's very strange. Drums sound good. Drums are recorded, by the way, so far every drum we've heard is in mono. So everything we're hearing is recorded in mono, but they have some effects spread out.
Yeah.
But I don't mind that as much. I actually I would like to record music that way sometimes,
Yeah.
where everything is just mono and then you spread it out, and then it's all about balancing. And it's tougher to do that because if I wanted to have like the bass, the drums, and the bass guitar, the bass synth bass or whatever, and the drums and the voice in the middle, you have a lot of things competing for specific frequencies in the song, you know? So what they're doing here is the bass is not very super low. There's almost like more low frequencies in his voice than there is in the bass. But it's interesting. The drums, like the kick drum, has no lows in it at all. And the drums sound a little bit further away. So it's making everything manageable frequency-wise. It actually is being done very well, in my opinion. Okay, so that was Wild Child. Do you want to listen to Touch Me?
Yeah.
And see if I noticed this one? You said it was a bigger hit, probably.
Yeah, you might know it.
Okay, well, let's just start it and see. Ready? Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Come on.
Touch me, babe. Can't you see
Yeah, you
that
know.
I am not afraid? Hold on, I'm going to stop it.
Okay.
The reason I know that, though, is not from this. I know that from School of Rock. Come on, come on, come on, now touch me, babe. Can't you see that I am not afraid?
Jack Black singing that?
Jack Black singing it in School of Rock, baby.
What a great movie.
One of my top, I think, seriously, top 10 favorite movies of all time.
It's fantastic.
So yeah, I've also
Okay.
definitely heard that version of the song. I've heard the whole song. So
We could do LA Woman maybe to end on. It's a long one.
what is Wishful Sinful?
Oh, I don't know what that is.
I want to hear a slow one. I want to hear a down tempo, slow, sad. Okay. So I just went through and like sampled everything minus
Okay.
Riders on the Storm and L.A. Woman.
Yeah.
So let's do L.A. Woman. And if you want to end on that one, we can. But I want to listen to the Changeling just because the very beginning of that, I was like, bass sounds great. This sounds like a heavy song. I want to listen to that one.
Okay.
So do you want to do that one first and then we'll end on L.A. Woman?
Sure.
Okay, so this is the Changeling. Ready?
Yep.
In 3, 2, 1. Yeah, that bass.
Funky.
Michael Jackson. Billie Jean's not my love. That bass is everything. Right? It's just so like driving. Yeah. Oh, it's so thick and fat. Like a bass should be. Oh.
It's like James Brown.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Da 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 bum 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 bum. Ooh, like a rotary organ. Also recorded in mono. I love this.
Yeah.
Ooh, and that like funky guitar on the side. We're getting like Sly and the Family Stone now here.
Yeah, it's very funky.
Oh. So this is the first song off of their album LA Woman.
Okay.
So, dude, I want to hear this whole album now. Riders of the Storm ends that album. How epic is that? Dude, LA Woman is 7 minutes and 49 seconds.
Yeah.
If the bass sounds like this on the whole album, let's go. Dude, I love this. I want to hear... I'll bet they would do such cool slow music.
I mean, the end is a really slow one.
I was wondering that, but I don't want to listen to an 11-minute song.
Yeah.
I just want to hear like a more Americana-y sounding song, right? Like just acoustic guitar picking, basically.
Sure.
And him
yeah,
singing.
I don't know. I don't know what that would be.
This is getting loud. I almost can't even hear you, and I love it. Listen to this guitar in the middle. That's a Dan Auerbach, like, buzzy fly sounding guitar. Whoa! Dude, you know what this also reminds me of? Like Ball of Confusion and Papa Was a Rolling Stone by the Temptations. Their later career stuff when they got real funky like this, but like groovy. This is like heavy. I love this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Gospel claps.
Oh, a fade out.
Whatever. I don't even care. I'm not even going to go for the board. That is a bummer. That is a bummer because my soul was connecting with that song on a level we haven't seen yet this video.
Yeah.
All right, let's go ahead and do LA Woman.
All right.
This is a 7-minute song, and it was.
I don't remember it being so long. It's a big hit too. So
and it's
I don't know.
Single of theirs. So,
Yeah,
guess these guys were fans of Led Zeppelin. Wait, no, this came out before Stairway to Heaven.
Oh yeah, definitely.
All of this so far, and every single thing we've heard sounds a million times better than Led Zeppelin 4. Get out of here with this. This sounds amazing. Led Zeppelin 4 sounded like terrible. Oh, this...
Always, you got to get a dig in every time.
But this, here's the proof, Cody. Go back to that first album, and it sounds better than Led Zeppelin 4. Oh my gosh. Oh. Okay, LA Woman, are you ready?
Yes.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Oh, that sounds like a vehicle, but that could also just be distortion from a guitar.
No, I think it was a guitar.
Okay. This is just like Papa Was a Rolling Stone and that kind of stuff. Do you know any of that Temptation stuff?
I mean, I know Papa, yeah.
Dude, and yeah, Ball of Confusion.
I see what you mean, I think.
That ride symbol right in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
When we're done with this, I want to look on their Spotify account and see which of their songs has the most plays, okay?
Yeah, I'm curious.
Because I'm really curious about that. I don't think I've heard this. Unless it changes.
It does.
This doesn't even sound like him. This is reminding me of something, but I can't think of what it is.
Well, you got 6 minutes to think of it.
It sounds like... Dude, this is mixed really well. I want to listen to this album. If this video does good, we're going to listen to this whole album. Listen to that guitar playing too. And it's two guitars balancing each other out with a little bit of like an organ off to the side. And this is one of those driving songs that does just kind of feels like you're traveling almost the whole time, I assume.
This sounds like Doobie Brothers' Jessica or something.
Okay, that's something I don't know anything about.
That
but
instrumental
okay.
song. The theme song to Top Gear.
I don't know this theme song to that, but...
Okay.
This should have been in the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah.
You know, that's Quentin Tarantino.
It would have been this era.
It's probably a little too mainstream for Quentin.
Yeah.
Not to go on about this while he's singing, but I did see that Quentin Tarantino's last movie, he's working on it.
Oh.
So, okay, we're building up. Okay, now there's a piano over there.
Yep.
Did the guitar player put his guitar down and step up to the piano? Is that what we're simulating here? Are there any live concerts of The Doors that have been released?
I think so. I think a lot.
You know what? I think I have a Doors DVD over there somewhere.
Yeah.
Because I was no, I don't, because I searched for Doors in my catalog earlier, and I couldn't find one. So maybe I don't. I thought I did, though. It has like a sort of a transparent cover. Maybe I never added it.
I mean, there was the movie The Doors.
But that wasn't The Doors, was it?
Well, it was like a biopic.
But that was way afterwards, right?
Yeah. I've just, maybe you saw that and thought...
Oh, maybe. Maybe. I just was curious, because I know a lot of classic rock bands, like their live show is a big deal.
I think they had a lot of live releases.
Okay. That makes sense that it would have all been archived and saved.
Well, and I think because he died and they were so popular, it's like you got to come up with something to keep putting stuff out.
Yeah. Did he say, I've seen cows at topless bars? I've never seen a woman?
I don't know about that.
I think that's what he said. I like this, but it's boring.
Yeah.
Like, you know, but I can tell exactly what kind of song this was the moment it started. You know, and they're doing cool things to... Okay, hold on. All right.
This part's kind of iconic.
Dude, the bass sounds phenomenal. If this had a little bit more like low frequency to the drums, could be pulled out of the kick a little bit. Oh, this would be perfect. It's still really good the way it is. This kicks Led Zeppelin in the nuts. Mojo Rising.
Mr. Mojo Rising.
I've heard the phrase Mojo Rising, I think.
That would be from this. I don't think it's...
Just like a pop culture-y type of thing somehow, though. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's very cool, though. I love when you run into something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they're speeding up. This is great. Are they going to keep going? No. Oh, piano slide. Don't hear that very often. This song is 157,000% going to fade out. They want you to feel like the train is still on the tracks going into the distance.
Yeah.
I love how he sings. Oh, yeah. Woo. He's not deviating on the drums very much. He's not doing a lot of fills. But now he's picking it up a little. This is like a road trip song.
Yeah.
You know?
Definitely.
I'm very surprised it was a big single. Very surprised. You could play this song and then Stairway to Heaven on the radio right after one after the other, and you'd have your whole half-hour block done.
Right, yeah. So looking up their singles, it doesn't look like it was released as a single.
Okay. Maybe it's sort of like just a cult status thing after the fact.
Yeah, they played it on the radio a lot.
Fading out.
Fade out. So maybe not the best one to end on, but at least we got to listen to whatever that was, the Changeling?
Yeah, well, just, I don't know. I think that was still interesting, though.
Okay, good.
I definitely wouldn't say I'm disappointed at all. I don't know. This was really fun, though. I have to say that. Like, just like picking a band and being like, let's listen to what we want to listen to. Yeah. It would be much tougher if we picked a band that's been around for more than like 6 years as a band. Right. You know, we could do something like this with Joy Division and have like 4 of their albums or whatever. But like if we did it with like Depeche Mode, it'd be like, you know, we've got 15 albums to choose from.
Yeah.
This was interesting. It was fun. I am curious to hear their last album. Yeah. And
so I thought I read something that this might have been their last album with Jim Morrison.
Okay.
So maybe that explains why they had so many albums.
Well, the next album that they have listed is called Full Circle from 1972. I'm just looking at their discogs.
Yeah, I mean, this LA Woman says the last to feature of Jim Morrison during his lifetime, but maybe they recorded other stuff.
And then it looks like they do have...
They had something called...
An American Prayer. It says Jim Morrison, music by The Doors.
Well, this says their next studio album was Other Voices, and that did not feature Jim Morrison.
See, on Discogs, that came out the same year as LA Woman.
Oh, yeah.
So that's actually listed before that.
It did. It was April and October, but yeah, I guess you can't trust Discogs on the order.
Here's Down on the Farm. I want to see if there's any vocals.
That is... This seems like a band that you would not continue once your lead singer dies.
Yeah.
Like, it's so... He's so key to the sound. I mean, the rest of the band is super talented, obviously. But,
yeah.
And you know, Ray Manzarek has a really unique sound, too. But it just seems like, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of... You know, Led Zeppelin ended when their drummer died.
Wait, Jim Morrison was the drummer?
No. Led Zeppelin just
Led Zeppelin.
You know,
Led Zeppelin.
Sorry, yeah. Led Zeppelin ended. They had a key member die, and then that was it. And it's like, you know, go do solo stuff. You don't need to continue the band under the Doors.
Yeah, but at the same time, you know, Metallica had their bass player, who I admittedly is not the face of the band, but was very important. Like, their bass player died after their 4th album. Then they got a new bass player, and then 4 albums later, they got a new bass player, you know. Yeah. And I come from the metal world where it's not uncommon to have lead singers leave a band and go join a whole nother band. Or usually it's the dudes in the band can't deal with the singer anymore, so they kick them out. Then they get a new person in who's probably a young, like, up-and-comer. Then that person features as the vocalist on their album for a few albums, while their old vocalist goes and has a solo career, or starts a new band. Yeah. And then as a fan, you can listen to both, and it's like, well, this is awesome.
That's true. And I do like Black Sabbath with Ronnie James Dio, so it's probably a little hypocritical to, you know, there's plenty of instances in rock and roll history where that's happened and a band has been even better, you know?
I do see the idea, though, of, like, just change the band name.
Yeah. But you got to have that name recognition. So
That's true.
Probably
It depends how, if you're a huge band, yeah.
Probably a label decision. Maybe they were still under contract to make albums.
That's true. Probably true.
Who knows?
All right. Well, this was a fun video. It was the first time we've done something like this, kind of like going through a catalog. So it was fun. I think it was a good idea to go find a greatest hits that we could kind of sample from.
Yeah.
So that was really nice. It makes me more interested in the Doors rather than being disappointed. So that's very exciting. I almost wish we would have done or could do something like this with Pink Floyd, but I know that wouldn't work because all their songs
so
fit
album
together.
oriented.
But I will say, and I'm not going to harp on this forever because we're at the end of this video, but I just got done editing our Pink Floyd reaction.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit upset at you and Chris because you kind of just sat there the whole time for like 3 hours pretending you didn't know what I meant when I said regular songs. Like, you guys are just like, what are you talking about? Pink Floyd's a regular band. They make regular music. How is this different from anything else? And I'm just like,
I don't remember doing that.
You guys know what I'm talking about. Songs with verses and choruses. It's something you could hear on the radio. Anyway, so I had to like explain myself like 5 times in that video, and I feel like
think of how many times you're gonna have to explain yourself to the commenters.
I don't care about that. I was just editing the video, and I was like, man, this is like, it's like they're pretending they don't know what I mean.
I don't remember this.
Because I'm like, I asked like multiple times. I'm like, do they have any other albums where they had to make where they have like normal songs? And you guys are just sitting there like, what are you talking about? No, what are you talking about? Like,
they're earlier.
You
they're
guys
earlier
know
albums.
what I'm talking about.
I don't know.
But anyways, that's just kind of a funny thing we can. But
I hope you can post that video.
Huh?
I hope you can post that video.
I do. I hope so too.
If you can, you should do a premiere for it, maybe.
I want to. If the music is in the video, we're going to do a premiere for sure. Cool. But yeah, I've got my Ride the Lightning video coming out soon.
Nice.
And then the next thing will be that. And then we got to record Lulu. And then we're going to do our special Halloween thing, which I'm very excited for. And which is the reason that I don't have my records on the wall back here. Though this has nothing to do with it, but I was messing with something back here earlier. And so I was like, I'll just put this up here on the wall.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's end the video there. Thank you very much for watching. If this is your first time, like I said, go check out some of the other stuff on the channel. Think about subscribing, leaving a like, and commenting. Everyone always says that, and it makes me frustrated when I see that in videos, but it is absolutely true. Like, liking a video and commenting, and especially subscribing, does really help a channel out a lot. So,
not to mention, it just makes Patrick feel good inside.
It does make it seem like all of the work is maybe worth it. So, thank you very much. Thank you to the Doors for hopefully allowing us to use these songs. And I look forward to maybe checking out.
I forgot to mention my favorite fact about Ray Manzarek. Weird Al did a parody of the Doors, and Ray Manzarek insisted on playing the keyboard on the song.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah. Anyway.
His name is Ray Manzarek?
Yeah.
Ray Manzarek.
Not like Rayman, like the video game.
Ray Manzarek.
Ray Manzarek. Yeah.
That's a badass name.
Yeah, it's cool.
Ray Manzarek. I mean, it's no Moon Unit or Dweezil.
Moon Unit.
All right, thank you very much. We'll see you guys next time.